Hi, my name is Sarah Harlow, and I'm here today to give you some tips on the clarinet for your symphony audition. The first thing that we should go over is the scale, F major. F major is one of our few scales that can go 3 octaves, from our lowest all the way up into our highest altissimo range. Couple words of advice for altissimo. First, you gotta blow. You're gonna need some air. The second thing is we want to make sure that we allow the reed the biggest chance to vibrate. What that means is making sure that we're not biting or having too much bottom lip covering the reed, and having enough mouthpiece in our mouth so that it can move freely. So if we're holding on just with the very tip of our mouthpiece, then sometimes those top notes don't come out. So we need to open up and get as much mouthpiece as possible so that the reed has a lot of room to move. And when we do that, we can play our F major scale like this. For our G minor scale, the biggest thing to remember is that we have 2 flats. We have B flat and E flat. When we play E flat on the bottom octave, we can play it 2 ways. You can play it with 2 fingers and a side key, or you can play it 1, 2, and with this little sliver key. Either way. And then in the upper octave, that E flat is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, top pinky right here. So then our G minor scale sounds like this. The next part of your audition is to do a solo. The solo can be something that you choose that just demonstrates your best musical ability. The solo is just a great chance for you to show your musicality. So when you're playing through your solo, make sure to use a lot of air, make sure to play confidently. We really just want to hear you to your best ability. The last part of your audition is an excerpt from Dvorak's Symphony No. 8. What we want to do with an excerpt is make sure to do everything on the page, from notes to rhythms to dynamics and to articulations. Tricky things about this one, first, is it is in 3/8 time. So when we're counting this, we want to make sure that every measure has 3/8 notes. Sometimes that means we can even think about it in a fast 3. So the quarter note at the very beginning is not 1 beat, because if we're counting the 8th notes, that means the quarter note at the beginning is 2 beats, because it has 2 8th notes inside it. That means in the second measure, each of those 8th notes would get 1 beat. If you're looking at the 16th notes, no, the 16th notes would be how 8th notes normally are, where if this is the beat, then the 16th notes are going to go ta-ta, ta-ta, 2 sounds for every beat. So if we were looking at the very opening and I was counting the beats slowly, it would go like this. Ta, da, 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 da. Now those dotted quarter notes each get 3 beats. Plus you have 2 of them tied together. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And we can hold it all the way through. So once again, just if we're counting it in a slow 3, it would go ta, 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 all the way 6 beats on that one. Now, the marking on there is that the 8th note is 150. 150, which would be the same as my snapping, would be this speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as you're practicing, make sure to use a metronome to count carefully those rhythms. I'm going to play it through for you now, but not with the metronome going, so that you get a chance to hear the phrasing and the dynamics. But in my head, the whole entire time, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Couple other fingering things. If you look at measure 33, you have an A sharp, which is the same as a B flat. Now, when we go to A sharp, the note before it is a B natural, which normally we play like this. But B natural to B flat like this doesn't work super smoothly. So what happens is, instead of playing the B natural with our middle finger, we're going to play it like this. This is called the forked fingering. First finger and this little sliver key. When we play it like that and we go to the A sharp, then we only have to move one finger and we don't risk having a flub, a little extra note that happens in between. The other thing you want to look at is in measure 35. That lowest note is our low E, but you're only going to be able to play it with one pinky because you need your right hand pinky for the F sharp, which is the next note right here. So when you play measure 35, you'll have your G, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. E natural is this inside pinky here. F sharp is this inside pinky here. And it's going to do that 3 times. So you'll have G, E, F sharp, G, E, F sharp, G, E, F sharp. And now here's the excerpt from Dvorak's Symphony No. 8.